Being a writer while having a mental or chronic illness can be very tough. Hey guys, I'm Marilyn and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about a topic that I am quite passionate about, and that is being a writer or getting writing done while having a mental or chronic illness. I do think that a lot of mental illnesses fall under the umbrella of chronic illness, but I do have both. I have physical chronic disorders and I also have generalized anxiety disorder. In fact, I've had it for most of my life. So here are some tips on how to work through that and get writing done, even when your mind and your body is being a bit of a bitch. So before I get into my 5 tips for writing with an illness, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell if you want weekly writing advice videos and occasionally some great bonus content. So my first tip is to go with your moods. I know this sounds counterintuitive and it probably goes against every writing advice post you've ever seen. You know, there's writers who are like, you have to write every day. You need to make a habit or a practice. Sure, that helps when you are super healthy and can do the same thing every single day. But when you have an illness, that doesn't always work. You don't have to write when you're having a depressive episode and you can't even get out of bed. You don't have to write when you're having a panic attack or dissociating. You don't have to write when you are having a really bad pain day. It's okay. You know when you write your best. I know that if I'm anxious, I don't get anything done. However, when I'm feeling sad or down, I usually pump out words like it's nobody's business. But every person will differ and you need to use your flow. So I'm not saying that you only have to write in ideal circumstances, but capitalize on the moods where you know you're going to get a lot of writing done and give yourself a break on the days where you just know it's not working. Then tip number 2 is your health comes first. You being healthy and coping and taking care of yourself is the priority, not the book. If it takes you longer to write the book, then that is okay. Everyone has their own pace and you're not going to fall behind. So just breathe. I remember just before I wrote the blog post that inspired this video, I had a deep talk with my dad and he told me to just breathe. That I was being way too hard on myself and that it isn't necessary to fuck yourself up to try and accomplish 500 different things in a week. Honestly, that conversation saved me from a nervous breakdown. So if you're not an author by the age of 25 or by the age of 30, guess what? World's not going to end. If you have to work a shitty corporate job for 10 years before you can become a full-time author, or for 20 years, you're not a failure. So I repeat, taking care of yourself should come first. Third up, spread out your word count goals. Now people, like I said, like to throw around the idea that writers have to write every day, and you know what? Fuck you. If you suffer from any form of mental or chronic illness, then that just isn't realistic or healthy. So instead of telling yourself you have to write 1,000 words every day, spread out your goals over a longer time. Monthly, quarterly, bi-monthly goals are way better because you can reach them even though you had bad days. And you can reach them whilst going with your natural flow, as I said in tip number 1. And also set reachable and realistic goals. If your goals are too intense, you're going to feel overwhelmed, which is bad for your health and for your progress. So I would set a goal of saying I would like to write, and for me, I try to be very realistic with my goals. I want to write 10,000 words in the next 2 months. And then if I have a bad day, it's not the end of the world because it's not that I have to write a certain amount of words that specific day. I still have time and life happens. Then number 4, see a professional. Now this is not about writing with mental illness, this is just about mental illness and chronic illness. If you find yourself being debilitated or hurt by your thoughts and feelings, or you realize that something about your mental processes is abnormal and causes you distress, then you should go to a doctor, a psychiatrist, or a psychologist. Similarly, if you have physical symptoms that are not normal and that are causing you distress, you should go to a doctor or a specialist physician. I don't want to go around and advertise meds to the whole world, but if you need it, you should take it. My life changed when I went to the psychiatrist and got my meds. Now I can really pursue my passions and live my life with confidence without having debilitating anxiety the whole time. So please, seek help. It is more than worth it. And then finally, celebrate your victories. Other people may not think that writing 400 words in a day is a big achievement, but if it's the first day you've managed to get out of bed and sit down to write, it's an accomplishment. So share your small victories. Be proud of them and relish in the fact that you have accomplished them. You write because it brings you joy, because you're passionate about it. I hope. So don't forget that. Those moments of happiness and those little victories are why you are doing this, and you shouldn't forget that. It's not a competition, it's an art form, and you should celebrate everything that feels like a victory to you. So yeah, those are some of my tips for writing with mental or chronic illness. If you want more detailed nitty-gritty tips on working with a chronic pain illness, please let me know in the comments below. This was more geared towards mental illness in my opinion, but I can definitely do a video on taking care of your body while writing, especially for people who suffer from chronic pain like I do. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also remember to hit that subscribe button and ring that little bell if you want more content. As always, you can find me on my website, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter. All the links are listed below, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye!